What's going on, everyone? We'll let a few people jump on here. I did put a video out today. Last night was New Year's Eve, and I just did not feel like doing a final edit on the video. So we'll be back on Wednesday. But I thought since it's the first day of 2024, I'd jump on here and do a live hangout with you guys for just a little while. I'm sure there's plenty of questions, like there always is. And I don't know what plans do you guys have for 2024. What are your goals? So I got a lot of stuff going on. Some of it I'll share with you soon in some upcoming videos. So, but not quite yet. Not quite yet. A lot of stuff going on. 2024 is going to be an amazing year, or it's going to be a disaster. One or the other. So, how's everybody doing? Everybody's jumping on. I haven't done a live for a long time. Originally, I had a plan. I think I mentioned it in my last live when Francisco was over here. I was going to do like I don't know, I was going to have you guys give, and then I was going to give it away in a video, but that was a good thought, but it never happened. I never made it happen. Just a lot of stuff going on. I wanted to do it last year. I wanted to do it this year, and I still haven't done it, but we'll get around to it at some point. How are the new DeWalt tools? Logan asks. Good, really good. Got a bunch of new tools that DeWalt gave to me. Try them out, use them, and whatever. So it's been good. What I'm really looking forward to is the World of Concrete. That is right around the corner. Literally, what's the 21st or 22nd we fly there? Something like that. So it's just a few weeks away. I am super excited about that. So Francisco and Eric are coming with me. Flights are booked. We are not driving. I promised last year. Actually, I promised 2 years ago that I wasn't going to drive, but I drove again last year. But we're flying for sure this year. So we got our tickets to go. We're all set. I booked a hotel. I booked a very nice hotel. So I booked us at the Bellagio, and I booked a really, really nice room for us. We're all going to stay in the same room. It's a suite. There's different bedrooms and stuff, so that should be a blast. And we are going to do a meet up there too, but I'll mention that in a real video. Is Big Ray going to be back this season, Sean? I would say at this point it looks likely that he will be back, but things change and so forth. So I really hope he's back. Again, I think the likelihood is there that he'll come back, but we'll see. So I'm going to give him a deadline at some point, like maybe by, I would say, the end of February. He's got to make up his mind, because if he's not, I'm going to have to find a replacement. I should probably mention that I'm going to be looking for some guys. Don't email me just quite yet regarding that. I'm going to set up an online form, like an application where you guys can click a link. I'll have like a link in the description of one of my videos where you can click it and then fill out an application, because before, when I've mentioned it, I just have people email me and I get so many and they get kind of messy, and it's hard to sort through them. So I'm going to do a little bit different this time. So I'm going to be looking for a finisher for sure. I'm really looking for a leader, like a lead finisher, somebody with many years of experience, somebody that can help me kind of think through the jobs and take some of the responsibility off my plate. And then another finisher / driver. I'm not sure if Ryan Jr. is going to be working with us this summer. That is yet to be determined. If not, I definitely need another CDL driver. So, and then I'm still looking for a salesman, part-time guy. I mentioned that last year. Never came through. So we'll be looking for some new people. Hit the like button, Arts. I agree. Hit the like button. I really don't know. Your video keeps freezing. You're the only one I see saying that, so maybe that's on your end. Thanks for giving me the $1,000, Alex. I have given away $1,000, but not for quite a while, so I don't think that's true. Little Ray will not be back. Somebody says video's fine. I think it was just on your end. Little Ray will not be back. I mentioned in the videos from the get-go that he was just temporary help filling in until the end of the season, and he did just that. He worked out perfectly. It was really good for me, and it was really perfect for him, and it worked out just great. So he will not be back. He's already got it's kind of a long story, but he's got a job lined up. So it was kind of all coordinated to work out that way, and it's all going according to plan. So he will not be back. Milwaukee or DeWalt. So there's going to be a lot of that, obviously. Um, so one thing that I've realized is that guys are super emotional about their tools. Like the Milwaukee guys, like will just cut the DeWalt guys down. The DeWalt guys cut the Milwaukee guys down. Your tools are terrible, and then you got the Makita guys and the Bosch guys, and really the bottom line is those are all really good tools. And it's just funny. I saw somebody posted something about Milwaukee tools. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that. Xavier, thank you very much. Somebody posted something about Milwaukee tools, and like they were just getting shredded yesterday on Facebook. I was like, man, it's kind of like the Ford versus Chevy versus Dodge argument. Like people get emotional, like they just like what they like. You know, if they have a Ford, they love Fords. If they have a Chevy, that Fords are garbage. You know, there's all kind of acronyms for the different brands. You guys know what I'm talking about, but you know, the bottom line, and I'll say this, I've said it a million times, that all the major, you know, the high quality, the higher end tool manufacturers, they all make really good tools, and everybody knows it. They all have little, you know, their little pluses and minuses to each tool. You know, one particular tool might be a little bit better than a different brand, or it might have a little bit different feature or whatever, but they're all solid tools. Um, so, but we'll talk about obviously the brand that I'm representing, DeWalt, later on in the summer. You're not going to see a whole lot about that for a while. World of Concrete, we're going to do a meetup in the DeWalt booth. I think that's on. I'll get back to you with that information with the timing. So I will do a video, not a video. Obviously, we'll do a video of World of Concrete, but I'll do a meetup at the DeWalt booth. So that's in the works. Ford found on road dead. Yeah, there's a whole list of them. Whole list of them. I have Ford. I have Chevy. The only brand that I've never had a Dodge. I've never had a Dodge. I do want a Cummins sometime in my life. It's on my bucket list. And really, the only reason, because I don't think you can beat the sound of a Cummins. I'm sorry, Cummins diesels, they sound awesome. Obviously, they've had problems with transmissions and chassis and all that, but the Cummins diesels are best sounding diesel, I think, in my opinion. Get a concrete pump, Jose. Probably not. However, there's a company that just reached out to me. I have a friend, Muddy Feet Concrete Pumping. His name is Jeff. I did a video with him a couple winters ago, and he got a concrete pump. It's a line pump, and it actually hooks. It's an attachment for your skid steer. I forgot what it's called. He just recently did a video with it, but they pump some jobs, and it looked pretty cool. But that company actually reached out to me, and they said, hey, do you want us to come? We'll pump some jobs for you and see if you like it. So I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a shot. Brent, thank you very much. So I'm not opposed to pumps, you know, but there's issues. We have big limestone aggregate, so you know the plugging is going to be a big issue. Generally, you know, when they pump, they put more sand in the mix, so you kind of have to play with the mixes to get it to pump right. Like we don't use pea gravel up here. Guys down south and you know out west and southwest and all that, they use pea gravel mixes. You can pump that through anything, you know, 2-inch hoses and all that. But we have the big 3/4 to 1-inch limestone, jagged, sharp aggregate, and it's tough to pump through on a line pump. Obviously, the big boom pumps, they pump everything through that. The commercial guys, the wall guys, they use those all over the place around here. What happened to getting block forms for leftover concrete? Still, I don't know if those plans have changed or not. I still think it's a good idea. So one thing that you'll realize about me is I probably should keep my mouth shut a little bit more, because I have a lot of ideas. I have so many ideas all the time. I have way more ideas than I could possibly ever execute. And I should probably learn to, not be so transparent when it comes to my ideas. I should just like maybe not talk about them and then just do them and then show them. I don't know, but I guess I just like to be transparent. I like to say what I'm thinking. I've done that since the beginning of the channel. I'll probably continue to do that, but please don't hold it against me if I have an idea and I don't actually execute the idea. I just sometimes don't have time for everything, and things do take time, like the tools. So you guys, thank you very much, Joey Morrison. Shout out, wish you had a 4 extra large merch. If you email me, Joey, just look on my website for my email. I think we have just a few I ordered just a few 4 extra large. If you email me, I think we could probably arrange that. I'll have my daughter arrange that with you. So shoot me an email. Um, I was just gonna say regarding the tools, you guys know I had mentioned like making tools, and nothing ever happened with that. Well, I haven't forgotten about it. I'm actually looking right off screen because I actually can't show you because it's a brand new design. But I designed a brand new joiner, a walking joiner. I'm going to design a whole joiner system. So right in front of me is the prototype, and it's finished. It's a finished prototype, already tested once. So I slowly work on things. I'm actually really excited about this. I believe this will be the best joiner that's ever been on the market. But it's going to take a long time to, you know, get it out there. But this joiner is going to be awesome. But I got to keep that a secret because I know somebody's going to steal that design. This is a design that you've never seen before. Nobody's ever seen before. Um, it's pretty cool. So I'll show you guys that. But that, like I said, sometimes I have ideas and it takes a long time to get through. My wife and I were just talking about, it's a new year, 2024, and we were just thinking back to the beginning of 2023 and all the things that have happened, in our lives. It's been crazy. There was no land, and there's so much stuff that's happened. The new website and the merchandise store, and just so much, so much. Just made some. I don't want to say that either. I got a video coming out. I mentioned an idea or something big it's happening. So that video will be coming up soon too. So it's another big thing. Let's see. How's Daryl Jr. doing? If you talk to him, I do. I talk to Daryl Jr. on a regular basis. He texts me. We go back and forth on Messenger. Not every day, but probably every other day. We still talk quite a bit. So we're probably going to get together. He said he wants to come and hang out at the shop one day or whatever. So we're going to see Daryl Jr. Pretty soon. He's going to come on the channel again and, just for a little bit, say hi and hang out a little bit because we are still friends. We've been talking the whole entire time. Zuppercrete. I don't know if I'm saying if it's Zupercrete or Zuppercrete. I don't know, but appreciate it. He's on the chat here, and he's the one that made me the Lion's heads. He made me the Annie replica. Super cool. Very, very nice gift. I appreciate that very much. You're going worldwide. Everything takes time. I guess the one thing that I think about in business is you just got to keep moving. If you're standing still, other guys are moving and you're going to get passed by. So I try to be first. I try to think of stuff that nobody's thought about and try to implement it and be first. Because once you're first, it just automatically makes you the leader. And then other people come behind you, they start to copy you, but it's tougher for them because then people will, they'll say, man, you're just copying him, and it's way harder for them to get traction. But if you're first with your ideas and implementing stuff like this joiner, I'm going to be first. Nobody's going to think about this. Right? Nobody will have this idea. I'll have this out before anybody thinks of it. So it's not a big rush because walk-in joiners and hand joiners have been around for who even knows how long, and there's nothing like this. So just try to be first. Man, there's a lot of people on here, tons of people on here. Thank you so much. Ruben, Outdoor Living Services, thank you so much. 15 years old, landscaping and trying to do concrete. Starting landscaping and trying to do concrete. I'm not going to be able to get to all the questions, even some of you guys that are giving. I just can't get to them all. But let me answer that one because he's 15, starting a new business, which is super cool. Getting into concrete, biggest tip is get some really small jobs. And I'm talking like a couple pieces of sidewalk. Start really small till you get comfortable. I was out pouring concrete. I started concrete when I was 15 and I learned it. I picked it up pretty quick. You're not too young. You can learn it. You can develop the skills really quickly, especially if you're just that type of person that picks stuff up. I say go kill it. Start with small jobs. Start gathering the tools that you're going to need and, get better and better. Start getting bigger jobs. So if you do landscaping, if you're 15, you're probably mowing lawns. And mowing lawns is a very tough business. You can make money. But it's tough, man. You have to be really organized, super efficient. You got to be fast. You got to hope for good weather. And you just got to crank out lawn after lawn after lawn after lawn. You're like 40, 50, 60 bucks a lawn. You got to just crank all the time. And literally you can do one concrete job and make the same amount of money that you made in a week or two mowing lawns, and you can get it done in a day or two. So definitely try to pick up projects, landscape projects as well. outdoor living spaces. My friend Cruz Lon, he's on Facebook. A lot of you guys probably know who he is. Does awesome work, makes a bunch of money, very successful doing like outdoor living spaces. How's Marcel? I haven't talked to Marcel in a long time. I assume he's okay. A couple more new skid steers. So Merritt Boy said, I seen your Instagram post with a couple more new skid steers. Can't wait to see the big plans you have for 224. I did buy some new equipment. That's the video that's coming up. Buying two skid steers. That's not the news. That's part of the news. But the full story I'll have in a video coming out soon. But yeah, I have a couple new skid steers. Will Big Ray be able to come back? I mentioned that already once, Darren, but it looks likely that he'll be back, but not 100% positive. I really hope he comes back. I mentioned in the video, but Ray's a super good guy, man. He cheers everybody up. He keeps me in a good mood. Man, awesome. Thank you very much. What are you doing with the old excavator at the new yard? So I had a company come and they were going to haul it away, and I just wasn't comfortable with it. I thought it was worth some money, and they wanted me to pay to haul it away. And I think if you were to scrap it, it should be worth something. It should be able. I thought if she would have gave me anything, I would have let her take it. But she wanted me to pay to have her take it away, and she was going to scrap it. So I was like, no, I'll just wait on that. But we're probably going to scrap it. I want to get rid of it. It's not worth the time for me to try to get it running. It's an old excavator, so if anybody wants to, cut it up, or if you got the equipment to take it in one piece like she did, come and get it. Give me something, and it's all yours. I want to get it off the land. Hello, buddy. Kentucky here. Hey, what's up, Mitch? My friend from Facebook. It's cool. You go back and forth with people on Facebook and Instagram a little bit. Freddie the Fisher, what's going on? Like, he's a friend. Facebook acquaintance. Logan Show, no, you two. We hung out. He's from Michigan. So, oh, by the way, Logan, something cool. I'll mention this to everybody, but the snowmobile races that my friend holds every year, that you saw, I think I did 2 videos of the races last winter, but the very first races of the year are this weekend. So I'm going to be hanging out there. We messaged you on here about buying Big Ray some work boots. You never told us to email, and we did, but never responded. Can you please get back to us? Thank you. It's tough to keep up with all the emails. If you guys seen the amount of emails I get on a daily basis, I try to keep up the best that I can. But if you want to keep on the lookout, Big Ray is going to be starting his own channel at some point here in January. So you guys will be able to connect with him, directly at that point. You'll be able to email him or whatever, or reach out on the comments. I'm not sure what his channel's going to be called. He mentioned it, but it was a weird name. I can't even remember. So we tried to talk him out of that name, and we wanted Big Ray of Sunshine. I don't know if he listened or not. So Big Ray is no longer with you. Gabe, well, in the wintertime, most of the guys get other jobs. I'm keeping a couple guys busy the best that I can. But he's working with another company now, but it's likely in the spring he'll be back, but we'll see. Has done 2004 extra day to pour concrete. So we actually just poured concrete on Friday, believe it or not. I poured some more concrete at the yard. I poured it for a specific purpose. The joiner that I talked about a few minutes ago, I wanted to test it, so test the prototype. So we did pour some concrete really just for the purpose of doing that. The weather's been amazing here in Wisconsin. It's finally getting cold now. The ground's starting to freeze, but as of Friday, the ground was not frozen. Predictably, the ground freezes about the end of November every year. And this year, it was the very end of December before. Now it's just starting to freeze now. It's crazy. But they did say we're going to enter into a more active weather pattern coming up here soon. What did Eric do that had you fuming? I'm not going to get into that. I think I said enough about that. Basically, you guys know this, whether it's your own immediate family, your spouse, somebody at work, whoever you spend a lot of time with, there's always going to be disagreements. They're going to get on your nerves at times. I'm going to get on their nerves at times, and occasionally, it'll boil over a little bit. You have a little bit of an argument, but you work it out. It wasn't really that big of a deal at all. it was just your typical thing. And like I said earlier about transparency, I had people like saying, "Oh, you shouldn't tease us like that," or whatever. It wasn't teasing, it was part of the day, and I show it. It's a vlog. Me and Eric got into it a little bit. That's what happened, and he apologized, and by the next day we were fine. That's how guys generally do it. You guys know guy relationships. Basically, it just takes time. So if you irritate each other, you don't even have to say anything. You come back the next day and you're good. Unless it's really serious, then you need to talk it over. Obviously, with spousal relationships, I'm not going to get into that, but you guys already know time does not heal; it just makes it worse. You got to just deal with it. 4,000 people haven't liked this yet. Come on, Recycle Greens. Yeah, hit the like button. I would really appreciate that. There's a ton of people on here, almost 6,000 people. So hit the like button. I never say hit the like button on my videos. I never tell you to subscribe. It's always been my thought that if people like the videos, they'll subscribe to the channel eventually or whatever. I've always thought just keep making good videos and consistently make good videos, and the channel will take care of itself. And so far it has. Will Eric be back in the spring? As far as I know, yeah, we just talked about it. He's going to probably do the same thing like he did last year. It sounds like, where he's doing side jobs, and eventually he's going to move over and do his own thing. But he's kind of taking his time with that, which is not necessarily a bad thing. He's pretty young, so he's got time. So obviously, it's beneficial for Eric to hang around me. Obviously, so if he has time and he has the opportunity, why not hang out for a little bit longer? So I think it benefits him. More than jumping off too early. I think he could probably get himself into a little bit of trouble. But he's learning, growing, he's doing good. So it's a matter of time. Are you going to replace the tandem, Brendan? I'm not going to replace the tandem. I have no plans to make any major purchases beyond what I already have scheduled for 2024, which is the building. The costs are high. The building itself, then we have the pond, and then I'm not even sure all of the pavement that the city's going to make me pour. We're trying to get away with the minimum and just see what the city says. They might make me pour like a whole chunk of the parking lot. So we're talking like major money in pavement and the pond digging. I'm going to have to get somebody that really knows what they're doing to at least help. ZPH, thank you very much. Still using the random stone stamps. Yeah, man, those are the legendary stamps. They're really little. They're hard to use, though. It's hard to cover square footage, put it that way. What would be the best advice you could give someone young? I'm 21. I'm manager of a small company. I feel like too scared sometimes. Well, if you're 21, there's nothing wrong with like being nervous to jump off on your own. I mean, that's pretty young. That's when I started a little bit earlier, actually, but you have time. I would say stay managing and soak up all the knowledge, get some experience, and then start with small jobs and go from there. But you're young, man. 21. I know it feels like, man, I'm 21. No, you're not a kid, but you're young. Thank you very much, Tyler from Northern Ireland. I appreciate that. Izzy, thank you so much. Seems like it's up to Ray if he wants to and can come back. It's not exactly it. So I won't get into that. Extra land. Oh, the extra land. So I don't know how that ended in the videos. So the extra land, it was like another acre, and I knew the owner. It turns out that I knew the owner. I didn't even know that I knew the owner, but I did, and I talked to him, and he was initially said he was interested in selling that, and then I started texting him because I was like, hey, I want to make an offer because I was like, I wanted to get it, like I was ready to buy it, and then he didn't text me back, and he didn't text me back, and then it was several days, and I was like, probably he doesn't want to sell. Then he finally texted me back, and he was like, you know what, we decided not to sell the property because it's the only green space on that whole piece of land. It's all buildings and parking lot, and that's the only green space they have. So he was worried if he sold it that it might not conform to the green space regulations of the city and so forth. So it's kind of a good thing because that was probably like $100,000, and as the costs are like mounting in my mind with the land, I'm going to need like every penny that I can save. So I have a lot. I have 5 acres, so it would have been nice, but not necessary. Have you ever plowed with a track machine? Tom's mowing asked that question. Um, collab with. Let me get back to Tom in a second. But somebody said collab with Let's Dig 18 for your pond. Yeah, I would love to. If anybody knows a guy, have them give me an shoot me an email or whatever. That guy's super good in the excavators. I want somebody that can read the plan. I don't want to mess around with it too long. I want to dig the pond and be done because the longer you're actually digging the pond, the more opportunity for it to snow and rain and fill the pond. So if you can knock it out like in a couple days at wet, dry days and just be done with it, because I don't want to try to do it myself and I'm messing with it and I'm messing with it for several days and then it starts filling up with water and it's a mud pit and all that. So I really want to get somebody that can help and just help knock it out. I'll line up, I'll rent a whole bunch of dump trucks, 10 dump trucks if we need them, and we'll just fill dump trucks and get the thing knocked out. So Tom's mowing, I want to answer this question. He asked if I ever plowed with a track machine. So I have plowed with a track machine. The secret to plowing with a track machine is having the right tracks. So tired machines, machines with wheels and tires are in my opinion, way better plow machines than track machines. Even track machines with the right tracks, guys do plow with them, but the block tracks, like you see on the T320, they're absolutely terrible in the snow. They're the worst. I remember at the old house, my old house, our driveway was only on like a slight incline, and with the wrong type of snow, slippery type of snow. I know that sounds funny to you guys that don't know anything about snow, but there are different consistencies of snow. Some is more slippery than others. I couldn't even go. I couldn't even go up the driveway. I couldn't even make it up a slight incline. I wasn't even trying to push anything. So track machines are not the greatest for snow plowing. The best is the tire machines. And if you can get the tires like I have, the snow tires, I have the 21.5 inch. They're basically semi tires with special rims that fit on the skid loader. That's the best, man. There's nothing that's going to beat that. As far as skid loaders go, obviously get into wheel loaders and cover more area and so forth. But that's been my experience with snow plowing with track loaders. Do you have a Victory motorcycle? I do not, Caesar. I love motorcycles, but I have too much to lose. To be completely honest, I have a great wife and big family, and doing well in business and so forth, and I just can't risk it. Motorcycles, I know how to ride a motorcycle. I've had them before. I've ridden mini bikes and go karts since I was a little kid. That's not the issue. The issue is the other drivers on the road. Drivers around here, like right around my house in the suburbs, they're meh, but you go a little bit into the city and like it's 50-50. You might die if you take your motorcycle into the city of Milwaukee. It is like nobody cares. It's crazy. You guys all live near a city. You know what I'm talking about. They're all pretty similar. They're dangerous. Somebody was a nurse. I don't remember. Somebody was a nurse, and they said that the nickname for motorcycle riders in the hospital among the doctors and the nurses were organ donors. That's what they called them. They called motorcyclists organ donors, and that was pretty scary. Think about that because they know. How's Tino doing? So Tino worked on Friday. He came and helped us pour. He's doing okay. He's trying to get some hours at the job he's working at, but it's not enough. So I'm trying to give him like a little bit of work here and there. I gave him a couple days, 2 or 3 days last week. He's coming in tomorrow to work. I have a special project for him, so I'm trying to find a little something for him to do because his other job's not keeping him busy enough. Oh, F&M Exteriors. Like I said earlier, there's always people that pop on here that I know. How's the roof going so far? It ain't leaking anywhere. I haven't found any leaks yet. If it leaks, I know I'm coming after you, so you better be careful, man. No, I'm just kidding. So, uh, hopefully, you guys can stay busy enough in the winter to make it by. Roofing's kind of like concrete work. Like you can't roof when it's snow and super cold out. Um, I'm not a roofer, but from what I've been told is it's hard to get the shingles to seal when it's really cold out because the tacky backing or whatever. It's just hard and crispy in the wintertime. So I guess you don't get a good seal. Like I said, I'm not a roofer, but that's what I heard. Eric talking bad about you on Facebook? No, I don't think so. If you see anything on Facebook, so there's a fake account. There's at least one fake account that is called Easy E or something like that. It's not even Eric, so it's just somebody else telling lies and being stupid. So I don't worry about stuff like that. Man, your video is Journey to Scratch with JT Golf. Journey to Scratch. Good luck, man. That's a journey. I played a lot of golf in high school. I golfed from when I was like 12 years old all the way through my junior year in high school. I was a 5 handicap. I never got to scratch, but I was pretty decent. I'm finally starting my own business after 22 years of working for the biggest foundation repair business in the United States. Your videos motivated me. Well, thank you and good luck. Hope everything goes well for you. I heard, well, not in here. I know that foundation repair businesses can be very profitable if done right. There are some pretty big companies around here that do really good when they do foundation repairs. That's all they do. Plus, they work mostly all year round as well. Um, do you ever see somebody's comments? No. Charles, thank you very much. Are you and Buck still on good terms? I don't know. I don't think we were ever on bad terms, really. We left and we've just been quiet. I haven't talked to him, but there's no hard feelings either way. I'm sure not on my end anyway. What business should I get into? I'm 15, so I honestly feel like really young kids can get into the lawn mowing business. I think it's a really obviously it's very easy to get into. At 15 years old, you're gonna have a hard time getting people to trust you doing just about anything else. You could get into pressure washing, but even with pressure washing, like you kind of need to know what you're doing. With a lawn, if you mess it up, it's growing back anyway. It's not that big of a deal. So I recommend you get into lawn mowing, man. Just get into the lawn mowing business. It's easy, and you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn how to communicate with customers. You're going to learn how much of a pain that some customers can actually be. You're going to learn about contracts and all kinds of stuff. How to be organized, how to be efficient. You're going to learn about equipment, maintenance, all kinds of stuff that you need for the jump to the next whatever business is going to be in your life. So lawn mowing is probably, it's easy, and that's why it's hard to make money because you have tons of competition. But it's easy to get into, and it'll be a great learning experience for you. So it's winter right now. Start making some flyers, learn how to make that, get some work, and get started, man. Do you recommend an LLC to start a business? Yes, I do. So an LLC will offer you some legal protection. It's not bulletproof, but yeah, just form an LLC. It's super easy. It's inexpensive. I'm incorporating in 2024 just because of tax reasons. It's going to be more beneficial to me. But up until now, I've just had, I have a couple LLCs right now. But yeah, definitely do that. Look at some of us just getting going in business at 33. You're all lucky and should go for it if you have the opportunity. Yeah, for sure. Because there are a lot of people. Thank you, Darth. $10 for Annie, for the CEO and Annie. Did you see Eric's new dump truck? Yes, I did. Pretty cool. Yeah, so if you're young like that, man, 15, 16, 20, yeah, get started. If you think you might want to be in the business someday, like get started. Don't wait too long. Let's see. Lots and lots and lots of comments. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Tyler. From Australia. Favorite lawnmower, Massey Ferguson kid. So, I don't know. They're all so similar. I've had a few different kinds. I've had the Toros. Now I have the Skag. I had the Graveleys. I think that was it, actually. So I've only had a few different brands, but honestly, they're all super similar. They're super similar. They're all really good lawnmowers. If you're buying a commercial lawnmower, any of the brands they're gonna do good for you, honestly. Are you gonna miss Milwaukee Tools, Zach? So I will say yes on that one, and probably shouldn't say that, but I have a reason for saying that. The reason I say that is there's a bigger selection of Milwaukee Tools in my area. So if you go into the Home Depots and the hardware stores and all that around here, there's a bigger selection. So like if you're in a hurry, you really need a tool, you're probably going to find it in the red brand, and you may or may not find it in the green or yellow brand. That's just the way that it is. Milwaukee, their headquarters is literally 2 miles from my house approximately. So their representatives are crawling all through this area. So obviously they're like overrepresented in all the stores around here. So that's why I'll miss them. I just have to do a little bit of more planning, what tools I might need and make sure that I'm ready to go. But besides that, like I said, different tool brands are all good. They're all good. And, I'm going to enjoy the ones that I got for sure. It's nice having new stuff for sure. I haven't sold my Milwaukee tools yet, but I will sell them at some point. I would like to I would like to sell them. I was just reading a comment there. I would like to sell them all in one shot. I would like another contractor just to come and be like, I'll give you, I don't know how much money, but I'll give you this much money for all of them. I don't want to sell one by one. I don't want to like list them on Facebook. You guys know I hate Facebook Marketplace, and to list them on Facebook Marketplace one by one, and then have to take the time to go meet people, and then they're like, "Well, I don't know, you want 60, but I'll give you 30." I'm like, ah. So I don't want to do that. I'm just going to sell them all at once, or a big group of them and another group of them, but not one by one. Do you like Makita? Yeah, Makita's really solid. A lot of guys like it. I've had, I wouldn't say a bunch of Makita tools. I've had a handful of Makita tools through the years, and they've been good tools. So, Marketplace is the best and worst thing ever. Yeah, it's true, but I always find myself on there looking for stuff that I'm not going to buy. I don't know. It's one of my bad habits. I scroll through Marketplace just looking at stuff that I might want to buy. I never actually buy the stuff, but you know how it is. It's kind of like man shopping, I guess, like scrolling through Marketplace and looking at trucks and equipment and all kinds of stuff. I'm sure I'm not the only one that does it. Okay. I'm sure tons of you guys do the same thing too. Thoughts on rigid? I don't have any experience with rigid whatsoever. I don't think I've ever owned a rigid tool at all. Just like things that I've heard through the internet. I heard they're pretty decent. But I can't really give you my personal opinion. The Form Truck, the International, seems to be a dependable truck. It is. It's very dependable. The thing always starts. The only major issue we ever had with it is injectors, and we replaced the injectors, and that was like 6 years ago. The thing runs great. Always runs good. New version of window shopping. Yeah, pretty much. The diet. Yeah, so I don't want to talk about this too much because I'm like a huge failure when it comes to diets. I'm like, I'm going on a diet, and then like 2 weeks later, I'm like, oh, I'm fat again. But sorry, I just dropped something. Through the holidays, I was like pretty careful, and I'm proud that I didn't gain any weight over the holidays. So I didn't lose any weight, but I didn't gain anything. So I'm pretty happy about that. So I'm trying to be careful though. I can't like let things get totally out of control. Did you shopping? Man shopping for sure. I'm looking at all the time, Jonathan. So I'm not the only one that just browses Facebook Marketplace. It's really addicting, to be honest. I don't know. It's an addiction, I think. Are you ever going to wrap the tandem? Probably not. I was talking about that earlier. I'm going to keep the tandem. I don't think I'm going to paint it or wrap it or anything because I'm eventually, hopefully in 2025, going to replace it. So I don't want to spend like, $1,500 or whatever getting it wrapped or more than that. And then, having to pull the wrap back off less than a year later to sell it. So I just think it would be kind of a waste of money. And I'm trying not to waste too much money right now. Not this year anyway. This year is going to be, it's going to be it's going to be, like I said, it's either going to be a great, amazing year or a disaster. How many GoPros and batteries do you have? Oh man, that's a good question. How many GoPros do I own? Probably, I don't know. How many have I owned? I've thrown a bunch away. I don't know. Maybe 10, I would say. Batteries, I have a lot of batteries. I have a lot of GoPro batteries. I probably have 20 batteries. And sometimes those go bad and you throw those away as well. But yeah, I have a lot of that stuff. Always got to keep that stuff handy. Will you need a CDL driver next season? More than likely, yes, VMZ. So I mentioned this earlier, but I haven't done it yet. But I'm going to create an online form. So during a video coming up, the next month or so, I'll mention what I'm looking for, new employees, and then I'll leave a link to an online application where people can go fill it out there. It's pretty simple to do, and I think that's the route I'm going to take. Because last time I was like, just email me, and then I was like, so many emails, and it got mixed in with all the rest of the emails, and it was stupid. If I have all the applications in one place, I can look through them all and really find pretty quickly what I'm looking for. Big Ray not coming back. No, Big Ray probably is coming back. Actually, more than likely he'll be back. Thoughts on the 2023 Packers? So I don't follow sports very closely anymore. I got too much stuff going on. So the Packers right now, they're kind of up and down. We got a brand new young quarterback. I don't want to talk like I know what I'm talking about, so I'll just leave it there. So I think the Packers will be really good again. They're a very young team, talented and all that, but it's going to take some time. Next year, maybe a couple years down the road, they'll be really good again. Who knows? Any plans for when you hit 500,000 subscribers? I really haven't thought about it yet, but we got to do something. So that's actually pretty exciting. 100,000. Oh, by the way, my other channel is over 100,000 subscribers as well. I think that was pretty cool. But 100,000 is really cool. It's like a big benchmark, and then 500,000 is the next really big one, and then 1 million. But we're many years away from that. So unless I decide to start cranking out shorts. So if any of you guys are starting a channel and you want to know the secret to making subscribers, just put out shorts, tons of shorts you can gain. Like I remember when I put out that Trump short a couple years ago or whatever, like my subscribers just went through the roof. You can gain a lot of subscribers, but then on the other side, is that really doing you any good? Because they don't watch your normal videos, they just watch shorts. So I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. So all my subscribers, I feel like the subscriber base is like really solid. There's not like a lot of people that, just watch shorts and don't care about your long form content or whatever. This trip to Disneyland. Oh, come on. When do you guys see us go to Las Vegas? When I say I got a really nice room, you guys are going to be surprised. I got a really nice room for us. Like I spent some money on this trip. We're going to have a good time. DeWalt's paying for a portion of it, so that helped me in my decision. So I bumped it up, and I'm hoping to do a couple fun things along with the show after the show. And then I got us a really nice room as well. Should be awesome. We'll probably live stream when we're there in the room. How are you, Eric, getting along? Oh, we're getting along fine. So the video that you saw the other day, that was like a while back. That was a few weeks ago. So that's all like water under the bridge. We're good. We've been good. We were good the next day. So it's not like anybody holds grudges. I said this a little earlier, but with guys, when you have like when you have those little issues that come up that irritate you, get mad at each other. Normally, if it's something small, you just wait till the next day and you're good with the other guy. Just like time just heals it. You come in and you're like, yeah, we're good. You don't even have to talk about it. It was one of those deals. What's the name of your other channel? So the other channel is Victory Style 2 is the other channel. And I don't really post videos on there anymore. I used to. Last winter I posted some. But I haven't posted anything on there. It's crazy. I haven't posted anything on there for a really long time. And the channel like still does pretty good. It's really crazy. It gets like, I don't know, 8,000 views per day, which is crazy for a channel that's completely abandoned, Do you still talk with Dirt Monkey? The last time I talked to Stan was, if you don't know Stan, it's Stan Genetic. Dirt Monkey is the name of his YouTube channel, Stanley Dirt Monkey Genetic. And last time I talked to him was like, I don't know, probably like October. We had a phone conversation, but yeah, we're friends. This is out of complete respect, but financially, how much has the DeWalt deal caused? Because I feel with these YouTubers that show all their equipment provide a false narrative. So the deal that I got with DeWalt, it's not a super big deal. It's not like a life changing like money or anything like that. Um, yeah, they're paying me a certain amount of money. It's not like Ryan's a gazillionaire now. It's nothing like that. It's probably way less than most of you are expecting. But it's extra. Plus, they gave me like a ton of tools, like ton of tools. So it was a deal that I couldn't pass up. And not only that, um, honestly, for me, I talked to my wife about this. I'll just be honest with you guys about this too. For me, it wasn't necessarily what they were offering me because what they offered wasn't like life changing, but to get in with they're the biggest tool company in the world. The Walt's enormous. Stanley Black and Decker is a huge company, and honestly, to get in to the inside of a big company like that, when you're on social media, I just feel like it would have been a dumb decision to say no. Because I feel like down the road it's going to lead to bigger and better opportunities, more doors opening for me. I think it'll be good long term, I guess is what I'm saying. So I hope that answers your question. Probably more than answered your question there. Junior. So somebody asked about Daryl Jr. again. He's doing really good. I mentioned too. He's gonna come and hang out with me. I think he just messaged me. I had my phone on do not disturb, but it popped up on my computer. Uh, yep, he messaged me at 7:24, so just a little while ago. So he's looking at trucks, um, project trucks. He wants to work on a project with me. So yeah, he's doing really good. You'd be a fool not to. I really would. And I knew I was going to take. You're always going to take some criticism, like, "Oh, Ryan's after the money," and it's like it's not really that. I just feel like it was a really good opportunity, like for my future. That's mainly how I looked at it, honestly. And I think it is. I think it's a great opportunity. I get to talk to, guys. I got to talk to like the main head dude of the wall. Like you don't get a chance to do that. I got to talk to him and like tell him what I was doing and tell him I was working on tools and all kinds of stuff. So to get on the inside of a company like that, it's a rare opportunity, and I would have been dumb not to do it. So, how much do you earn? I earn a lot. I'm not going to talk about how much I earn, obviously. I do really good. You guys obviously see I buy equipment and I buy stuff. So I make good money doing what I'm doing. I have multiple streams of income, and that's really the secret. Not a secret. That's the key. To doing really well if you can start bringing in income from all different sides, because it all starts to add up, and then you look and you're like, man, I'm doing really good. Like I owe a lot of taxes this year. Like man, like a lot of taxes. So I've been doing pretty good. I've been honestly very, very blessed. So I definitely can't complain about anything. I do complain about stuff. I'm not saying I don't complain because you guys know that I do. I think that I don't know anybody that does it. So that's one thing too on my channel. You guys, I show it. You know what I mean? I show when I get irritated. I show stuff that a lot of guys would just edit out. I don't edit stuff out on purpose because I want you guys to see what it's really like. If I just showed when things were just us laughing all the time, in my opinion, that's just us being fake. I'm not perfect. I'm nowhere near perfect. I am very flawed. I get irritated. I get crabby. I don't talk sometimes right to people. Another flaw is that sometimes I joke and I get the joke, but it was like kind of too serious, so it kind of rubs people the wrong way. Like I have issues. I'm working on myself too. I'm not perfect, but I want to show all that stuff. I am who I am. A lot of people enjoy watching the channel. Some people can't stand me. That's life. And if you're on the internet, you're going to have both ways. So that's the way that it is. No Lamborghini yet? No, sir. No, no, no. Thank you. I appreciate that. But there'll be no Lamborghinis anytime soon. Actually, I'm kidding. Uh, there will be a Lamborghini soon. I am pretty confident about that. Stay tuned. It's not my Lamborghini though, just to be very clear on that one. So, will DeWalt make your joiner tool? I doubt it. I'm probably gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that yet. So I'm either gonna partner with somebody or I'm gonna do it all myself. It really just depends on what kind of offers I get or what kind of interest I get. Who knows? Renting, I'm not renting a booth. Oh, renting one at the World of Concrete. Oh, ding ding. Yeah, that wasn't that hard to guess. So I'm thinking about, I haven't like scheduled it yet, but I'm thinking about renting a supercar for us. When we're in Las Vegas. It's not as expensive as you might think. You can get them for 2 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours, or whatever. But 4 hours, I think, would be plenty to have some fun and just get that experience of driving a supercar like that. Mud Demon, AM Concrete LLC. Yep, that's the one. He must have been listening earlier. That's the pump, is the Mud Demon. He mentioned it there. So it's a concrete pump line. It's a line pump that basically hooks right on the front of your skid steer, uses the skid loader hydraulics. Um, it can even use low flow, which I was surprised. So we'll see what happens with that. I haven't said anything about that yet. I got to put my phone back on do not disturb because I'm going to start getting all kind of calls again. I don't own any rental houses. So Bailey Potts, thank you for your question. So I did own a duplex that I bought when I was 21 years old. When I first got married, 20, no, I was older than that, 23 years old, 22 or 23 years old, I bought it. It was a duplex, and my wife and I, right after we got married, we lived on one side, we rented one side, and then I bought a single family house. We moved there, and then I rented both sides. So I started to get into it a little bit. It can be really good. It was really not good for me. I just had problems with renters. That's way back when they were giving everybody loans for houses. So the pool of renters was terrible back then. So I had a lot of problems, and I ended up selling that stuff and just getting out of it. And I probably won't get into that. I want to do the commercial rentals. That's the biggest purpose while I'm building the buildings is I want to rent it out. So there'll be 6 units per building. The first building I'll rent. I'll not rent. I'll use one and rent five. What year is my Mac? It's around 2000. I don't remember exactly. It's been a pretty good truck. So blew the transmission up once. That was totally our fault. We ran it out of fluid. The engine, to the best of my recollection, has never been rebuilt, and it probably has about a 500,000 miles, and it still runs really good. Casey Real Fanning says, Ryan, I think it's hilarious. There's a concrete company in Kansas called Stresscrete. Probably won't order from them if it involves stress. So concrete work is stressful though, for sure. You're working with a perishable product, and when it's hot, man, like you gotta move, move, move. The concrete's setting up. Sometimes things don't go right, on every job. So you're going crazy trying to keep up with it. So there's definitely some stress involved with concrete work. Every other trade, like the roof's not going to get away from you if you take a break. The siding, the windows, they're not going to get away from you if you take a break. Everything else you can think of, you have time. You can take a break, you can chill out for a while, but once you put concrete on the ground, you're on the concrete's clock. The concrete tells you what to do. You don't tell it what to do. Hey Ryan, as someone new in the trade, what was the best piece of advice you could give? Oh man, I don't like questions like that. Try to be a little bit more specific. Um, that's there's so many different directions that I could go with that. Is your hat you're wearing on the website? No, it's not. I got really long hair again. I got to get a haircut, but this was just a test hat. So when they were testing the embroidery and the needlework, they just put it on a generic. Oh, this isn't a generic. This is a Richardson, but they put it on a black hat just to see how it's going to be. But they give me the samples too, so this one's not available. But I actually just had the thought the other day that I probably should get some black because I find myself wearing this one recently almost every day because I really like the black. I think it looks pretty cool, so I might put them up at some point. How many miles on your F-150? So I think I got like 102,000 so far, and no hiccups whatsoever. Levi, thank you very much. Says easy money. Cody, thank you. He's turning 20 tomorrow. Happy birthday, Cody. That's super cool. My 2024, I strive to work as hard as you do. Well, I'm not the hardest worker in the world. I do work hard, but there are tons of guys just like me. There are guys that I know that are hyper motivated. And I guess for me and just my situation with my family, I have to at least make an attempt at real balance. I can't just 100% give myself to business and like totally neglect my family and my kids. I'm at that stage in my life, where I have to strike some kind of a balance. Um, Obviously, if you're single and stuff, or if you're married without kids, take advantage of it. Work your head off. Go ahead. Don't neglect your relationships, but you'll find a lot more time where you can work on your business or whatever you want to do. Tyler, thank you very much. Would you be willing to hire and train an auto tech? Not right now, but in the future, yes. That has something to do with the new business that I'm starting, but we'll talk about that on a later video. Huge shout out to Ryan Jr. for coming to Virginia to come shoot a video with me. So this is Brilix. You inspired me to create my own channel, Brilix Home Improvement. So Ryan, um, that must be true because nobody really knew about that. Ryan, my son, has been traveling. He's basically just doing what I did a couple winters ago, where I did you guys, if you've been around a little while, when I did the Easy Money Tour, where we travel around and I work with other people and videoed it. Ryan Jr. is doing the same thing right now during Christmas break. He's taking the weeks that he has off, and man, he's traveling all over the place making videos with other people. He's having a fun time. Good experience for him. So apparently that was one of them. Brilix. What's going on in Canada? There are a ton of people from Canada that watch the channel. Tons from the very beginning. 500,000 Mustang burnout. We got to do something more than that. We just did burnouts the other day. We called it going to get coffee. You guys will see in the video. We were going to get coffee in the Mustang. CEO, his birthday was really good. So Daniel is the CEO. If you don't know, you haven't been watching the channel. My 8-year-old, he just turned 8. He was 7, just turned 8. Just celebrated his birthday. It was awesome. Oh, the next video. So I mentioned this in the very beginning of this stream. Didn't put a video out today. Last night was New Year's Eve, and honestly, I just did not feel like, doing the final edit on a video and uploading and doing. I just wanted to just relax and just chill out on New Year's Eve. So we'll be right back on schedule Wednesday. So it's just going to miss today's download, and that's it. We'll be right back on schedule. And I think I have some videos for like the next 2 or 3 Saturdays in a row. So we've been doing 4 a week for a little while. We cranking out one extra one every week. So I don't know. I think from the views and everything, the comments, I think you guys are enjoying like the family / shop videos. So I'm kind of putting those in on Sundays. So that works out good. Been working in the shop. I worked in the shop today all day long, working on the new joiner design, which I had the prototype sitting right in front of me. So super excited about it, actually. I'm very excited about it. I'm ready to take it to a machine shop and have it built. There's a couple things I got to work out as far as like sourcing stuff, if I'm going to put it on the market, because right now I'm borrowing a couple parts from different manufacturers, which if I'm going to sell it as my own, it's not going to fly. So obviously there's two components of it that I basically stole off of somebody else's design. They're just, I don't know, they're nothing special. I think I can make the stuff myself. We'll figure that out though. The new skid steers. Jonathan, I'll just let that video speak for itself. I did buy some new equipment. I did post it on Instagram. If you guys don't follow me on Facebook and Instagram, you can find me over there because sometimes I post stuff that you won't see on the channel for a little while. Kind of get an early look at things. Do you like Eric's new truck? Wow, it looks good. I haven't seen it in can't talk right now. I have not seen it in person yet, but I'm sure I will soon. Street sweeper attachment. I actually own one. I have a sweeper attachment. It's just that I'm out of room on the excavation trailer, so I don't know where to put the thing. I have all my plywood and the breaker and the beat. I have the auger. Like I'm just running out of room. You can only fit so many attachments on each side of the trailer, and that's why we don't have the sweeper on the trailer. But I do own one. Stephen Warrington, how you doing? Anthony, hi, love your videos and what you do. Thank you so much. Mr. Lynn Higginbottom, thank you very much. Priceless Mac, what's your opinion on people saying you should fire Eric? I love the guy, but just curious. I just don't pay attention to that stuff. Antonio Martinez, thank you very much. That's very, very generous of you. Thank you so much. So Eric does he does generate more just because of his personality and whatever. He generates more negativity on his channel. But his channel is his channel, and what people say about him over there has nothing to do with me. Um, and I don't listen to that stuff. Did you get the marking paint sprayer? Rich, I did get a marking paint sprayer. I wonder if you're the guy that sent me one. I must have done a shout out on it at some point. But yeah, I did get a marking paint sprayer in the mail. Somebody made a comment yesterday on the video. He's like, "You're not going to report the income for all the gifts that you receive. I'm going to call the IRS or something like that." He said something. I thought that was just hilarious. Like the magnitude of what the gifts are. I don't get money, by the way. People don't send. Actually, one guy did send me money last year, but nobody sends me money generally speaking. Just the one time. It's just like people send me little stuff. They send me hats, keychains. I got all this stuff behind me, like all of this stuff, like these little signs. What you guys can see this stuff? Like the easy money signs. These are the kind of gifts that I receive. I got all kinds of police patches, just really cool stuff, man. Lots of stickers from people's businesses, little wallets, more badges, and just little stuff that's meaningful to people. They just are generous. They want to give, and they send me little stuff. It's this cross. This was a gift, which is really cool. And I got stuff upstairs too. The clock. I don't know what you can all see, but all this stuff pretty much was gifts before the delusional place. Got to put this at the lamp somewhere. I don't have any signs there yet, but we'll put that up someday. So yeah, just all little stuff. So if the tax man comes after me for the value of this stuff that I didn't pay my 30% on, I think I can swing it. I think we're gonna be okay. Come on. Let's see. Let's get back to some questions here. Would you like a UK thin blue line police patch? Man, I love police patches. So just email me if you don't have my address. I can send you my email. I got some more upstairs. The patches are so cool because they're meaningful to people. You know what I mean? It's like they dedicated their lives to serve, and it means something to them. And they sent it to me, and that's pretty cool. Ryan, what's good, man? Dirty Birds? It's all good. I'm super excited about 2024. 2024, I mentioned about me, it's going to be a crazy year. It is. We're making the building, and we got to do excavation, and I'm starting the tool, manufacturing the tools at some point this year. I'm starting another business, which I'm going to talk about. So I have personally a lot of stuff going on, but 2024 could be a crazy year just in the world in general. There's a lot of stuff going on. We got war, in the Ukraine, and war in Israel, and just unrest. Um, you know, we have the election coming up. It could get pretty crazy this year. And who knows what's going to happen in 2024? It's going to be crazy for sure. Your work is rock solid. No pun intended, Dustin. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I missed the tool news. What's going on with that? So I made a prototype joiner. Already tested it once. Going to test it some more, and then I'm going to have it machined. And then I'm going to apply for a patent right away because there's something on here that is patentable. Most of it is not. It's general stuff. But there's one feature on this joiner that you guys have never seen. I'm going to try to patent that, at least apply for the patent. Try to be first on that. The thing with patents is it takes years to get your patent. And, you're not going to wait years to put your stuff on the market. So you apply for a patent. Even if you apply for a patent, another company can still make the same thing and just copy you. But I feel like being the audience that I have, the concrete audience being have so much influence. I think if somebody copied my design, I think it would go really bad for them. So I feel pretty safe that I could just apply for a patent and then put it, out on the market. So I don't know if it'll be 2024. Not likely. It'll probably be spring of 2025, realistically. But I'm going to use this joiner myself all season and make sure it's awesome. And if it's perfect, I'm gonna, let other guys try it, get their opinions, and make sure it's the best joiner system on the market ever. I think it'll be the best joiner system ever made by far. I think people are gonna like it. So let's see where that goes. Thank you very much, Sovereign. Man, I'm losing my voice. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna run to my refrigerator. I'm gonna grab a bottle of water because I got more to say. I got more to talk about. I haven't been on that long, but I'm losing my voice already. So give me a minute. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I had to grab a little miniature bottle of water. Aren't these cute? I don't know who bought these. I don't know why. Anyways, so my rings. You guys see my new rings? I'm just playing with these little rings that I bought. So, like a couple months ago, I almost tore my finger off. I had my gold ring, my wedding ring, and I caught it when I was coming down a ladder on something, and I hurt my finger really bad. It was sore, like it pulled it very hard. It didn't dislocate it or hurt it seriously, but it was sore. So I got new rings, rubber. I got 7 rings for $14.99. You can't beat that, and I'm not going to hurt myself. Welding, you could possibly burn yourself, rip your finger off. I heard a couple stories. I think they're true that guys have ripped their fingers right off, which that would be a bad day. If you ripped your entire finger right off, that would be a really bad day. Victory rings, no, there's not going to be any victory rings. Since these are only $2, I would have to sell a lot of rings to make that worth it. Whatever happened to that lady with the sledgehammer? I'm not sure what you're talking about, unless you're talking about a couple of years ago. You don't have to pay tax on gifts. I don't know. I don't know if, I don't really care. This stuff, I mean, add up all this value and what I would have to pay. It's nothing. It's not a big deal. The IRS is not after your $50. Put it that way. They're after the big money. That's what they concentrate on. They want the hundreds of thousands of dollars that people aren't paying, that people are like cheating on their taxes and all that stuff. I might not be perfect on my taxes, but I'm pretty close to perfect. I try to catch everything because I don't want any problems. So everything, I keep track of everything, and if there's a question whether it's something that can be written off or not, I always err on the safe side. I just don't write it off. I try to be careful with that because I don't need any problems with those dudes. They can make your life miserable. That's what I've heard anyway. I've never been audited. Hopefully, I won't be. We need the CEO on live right now. I don't know if you guys are. My family might be upstairs watching. I have no idea. If you guys are watching, send Daniel down. How did you start YouTube and be so open to filming yourself? And how did you deal with your family and employees accepting you were starting YouTube? So filming myself, it came pretty naturally. One day I was like, I got to decide if I'm going to do this or not, if I'm any good at it or not. So I started talking into a camera. I just told a story and I went back and watched it and I was like, okay, that's not terrible. I'm pretty sure I can do this. So that really wasn't a big deal filming myself. You get used to that. With the family and especially the employees, I just told them what I was doing, why I was doing it, and what they should expect. Now they sign, I make them sign waivers, obviously, social media waivers, so they can never come back at me and be like, I didn't want to be in the videos. So that's important, obviously. But It's never really been an issue, honestly, with the employees. They have, I mean, working for me, those guys really have a golden opportunity, more than they would have at other places. Being able to start their own, social media accounts and be successful immediately. It's a golden opportunity for each one of them, and that's why Big Ray's jumping into it. Mike jumped into it. My son jumped into it. Eric and Francisco. That's why they're doing that, because why not take advantage of that? Um, so it really wasn't an issue. I just told everybody what I was doing. I started it up. I haven't had any issues with customers. Actually, I did. I had an issue with one customer, where I had to go back and blur because she was kind of upset that she wasn't expecting to see herself on YouTube. And that's one thing too, is when you start a channel, when nobody knows you, when it's small, you can pretty much do anything you want with your camera. Nobody ever says anything because nobody ever sees themselves on the videos, and their friends don't see them on the videos. Now, my channel's to a size where I go anywhere, make a video with anybody, somebody knows that person and they're calling them or emailing them or messaging them, whatever, and saying, "Hey, you're on the internet, you're on this video." So now it's changed now. I have to be like way more careful, especially with businesses, because businesses, they kind of get funny. Businesses that didn't care if I was filming when I was a smaller channel now all of a sudden care quite a bit. They don't want me filming in there. So your opportunities kind of narrow a little bit as your channel gets bigger. You would think it would go the opposite direction, but that's not true. Um, I don't ship to Canada. I apologize. Still don't have plans for that. We're still working out bugs, just doing what we're doing. So you could probably put the street sweeper attachment on the flatbed of the dually. I could, but that dually might be having it might get an assignment this year. We'll put it that way. So it might not be available for just cruising around. You work on heavy. I work on heavy equipment. This comes from YouTube, not YouTube, but a guy that's named himself YouTube. I work on heavy equipment. Seen a guy melt his ring to his finger on a battery. Yeah, that is welding, working around batteries. You're working with a gold ring. It's conductive, so if you stick it between the positive terminal and the frame of the vehicle, yeah, it's going to turn into a bright orange. It's going to burn your finger right away. Mr. Bobby is still alive. I haven't talked to him, honestly, for quite a while, but nothing's happened to him as far as I know, and I would know right away. Give it a rest, Jason. Who's Jason? What's Big Ray's channel? Here's one, Jason. I don't know. I don't even know if he put a video out yet. I don't think he did. Maybe sometime in January. So, I'm not sure. Sorry about that. Red STI Savage says, as an excavator operator, just want to say hi from Quebec, Canada. I learned English just by listening to your videos. No way. I don't believe that. Good work, man. Well, if you did, that was really cool. That's like an accomplishment. Because English, I assume you speak French in Canada, but English is super hard to learn, from what I've been told. Why did you go to New Holland skid steers, and have you tried John Deere? I haven't tried John Deere for a long time. It's probably been 15 years since I've operated John Deere, and back then it wasn't that great. I'm sure they're really good machines. New Holland it's super close to everything, just like Bobcat is super close as well. New Holland, they're much cheaper than the Bobcat equivalent, and they have hand and foot controls, which is important to me. So that's why I went with New Hollands, and I like them. They're good machines. They're comfortable, good visibility, lots of room in there. The good guy, boss man, what's going on? Texas Ricky 594. Saw your Milwaukee batteries. That's the one thing about the batteries that we had. A lot of them they were dead. They weren't taking a charge anymore. So everything kind of timed out pretty good. Will Junior take over the business one day? No, it's more likely Daniel would take over the business, not Ryan Junior. Ryan Junior has he's got plans. He's going into full time ministry. That's the direction his life is heading right now, and He hasn't been swayed from that at all. I think his passion has grown stronger in that direction, if anything. Would you try side entry job skid steer? David, I have. So he's talking about the JCB, Volvo. I think they're pretty much the same. So they have the mono arm, the one arm, and you can enter in from the side, which is, very nice, obviously. I ran a newer one a couple years, 3 years ago, I would say, and I didn't like it at all. I didn't like the visibility. Um, I didn't like the electronic hand controls were very touchy. It was very jerky, and I just couldn't operate the thing for nothing. Electronic hand controls, like in a Bobcat, they're pretty smooth. They're not bad. I can operate that perfectly. But the JCB, it was all over the place. And so there were some things that I loved about it, and the really important stuff, actually operating the machine, smoothly and safely. I didn't like it. So maybe that's changed. I don't know. I haven't operated one, like I said, in I think it was about 3 years or so. Ray is driving truck right now for another company, so he's busy. Do you ever pump cement, pump concrete? Concrete. The last time we pumped it, it was several years ago. It was before I even started doing YouTube. We had to get a boom pump for a slab we did in one of my friend's backyards, actually. Ryan for president, you got my vote. Manny, if you voted for me, I would get at least 2 votes. I think my wife and you. Man, I wouldn't want that job. That's too stressful. Making decisions that can cost people their lives. I can't think of a more stressful job than that. Takuchi is the best skid steer. Wild Potatoes likes the Takuchis. The one thing I didn't like about those is they're very, very tall. They're very tall machines. We did look at them years ago, and it would be really difficult to get, into garages. So that was one thought that we had. Like, man, that thing is really tall. So I've never operated them. I have heard good things about them, though. Have you thought of all the do-it-yourself project has been? I'm sorry, I don't quite understand that exact stuff, but I appreciate that. Happy New Year, yes, sir. Do you see everyone on the crew coming back next year? I think so. I think everybody's going to be back. Big Ray, like I said, there's a question mark there, but I think he'll be back. He wants to come back as of right now. Who's going to World of Concrete? So it's just going to be Eric, Francisco, and myself, just like last year. Concrete's here. Just got my hoodie. Thanks. No, thank you for ordering, Lisa. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Our 3-year-old son Tommy loves your videos. Thank you very much, Tommy. 3 years old. Thank you so much, Steve. What am I doing with the Milwaukee? I'm gonna sell those tools. I don't know what Big Ray's channel is called. I am sorry. I don't think he's actually started the channel yet. Don't worry, once he starts a channel. So this is what happens, and this is why you've seen, like Mike's channel and my son's channel, everybody else's channel, their channels just explode. Like immediately, they just go crazy, tens of thousands of views, tens of thousands of subscribers, like right away. So what happens is the algorithm of YouTube recognizes those guys as part of Victory. So they'll put their videos, even if they're brand new channel, they'll put their videos right alongside mine. So when you're looking, you guys, the regular audience are looking for my videos, you're going to see all of a sudden, I don't know, whatever Big Ray calls his channel, his video is going to be right next to mine. And you're going to click on it and be like, oh, Big Ray's got a channel. You guys will click and subscribe. So that's what happens. Starting a YouTube channel is very difficult. It takes a long time. That's not normal. So if you start a YouTube channel, do not expect tens of thousands of views and tens of thousands of subscribers in a couple weeks. It's just not going to happen, unless you're somehow tied in with a bigger channel. So you guys will see his videos. I promise they'll come up right next to mine. You'll find them. YouTube is very good at putting videos in front of you that it knows you want to watch. That's what the algorithm is for. That's the whole purpose of it, and that's what it does best. So you will see. Just like if you guys remember FM Exteriors. So the guy that did my roof, he started a channel right after he did my roof. He started a channel, or maybe he had a really tiny channel. Then he started the channel, and the algorithm connected that video that he did with me, and he had like 100 and some thousand views on that video right away, automatic. You know, I don't know, thousands of subscribers right away. So it's really good at that. Who won Customer of the Year? I forgot his name. It's the guy that I should remember his name. I don't know why I can never remember this one guy's name. But he set up the garage with tables and everything for us. His mom made me that huge salad. He had stuff out there for us every day. It was a huge job. It was like 100 yards. You guys, a lot of you will remember. It was the biggest or one of the biggest jobs we did all year. It was about 100 yards, I think it was. So I think he was the customer of the year. Like he treated us really good. Were you ever approached by Milwaukee? I was approached by Milwaukee the day that I signed the contract with DeWalt, believe it or not. So I think it leaked out. That's the only thing I can think of because that would be a you know unbelievable coincidence that Milwaukee would just reach out on the day that I'm finalizing things with DeWalt. So I think it leaked out that I was going to partner with DeWalt, and I think Milwaukee heard about it and they reached out to me, but it was too late. It was too late. I was way too deep in with DeWalt by that time. So, but it is what it is. Broke the one where someone broke the one of a kind stone. Yes, Mike, you got it. You remember that's where that little memorial stone was broken. It wasn't a one of a kind stone. A lot of you guys did some investigating and you emailed me. And you emailed me a link. You could get it like at Walmart and Steins. You could get it all over the place. So it really wasn't a one of a kind stone. We just thought it wasn't at the time that we broke it, and it wasn't. What's the big news, Ryan? So that's coming up in a video. I'm not going to share that with you right now. So, but it is a big deal. It's a big deal for sure. I watch it every night as I go to bed. Thank you very much. Blubs Gaming, appreciate that. I tell you the truth, man, my English is not perfect, but I understand everything now. Just don't want to get the POW. Did Easy E Facebook account get hacked? So that's a good question. I think the Facebook account that you're seeing is the fake account. It's somebody else. It's not even him. Um, that's the reason why I think he just recently, within the last 2 weeks, he made his own Facebook account, the real one. And I think it says official or something. I can't find it. I searched for it, but it is there somewhere. But the Easy E Facebook account that you're likely seeing, that's the fake account. So whatever's being said there, you know, it's bogus. It's a bogus account. Have you seen that other concrete channel that uses the same font as yours and the same colors? Micho asked the question about that. There's been several other channels that have, copied my same font and try to make their thumbnails just look like mine and all that. I mentioned this earlier. That really that the like I get it. They're just trying to get people to click on it. So like I don't necessarily fault them. There's a line where it's just not right, like copying people too far or whatever. But what I said earlier, that's one of the things that I meant by being first. So I try to be first with everything. I try to have the ideas and implement stuff and be the first one. And then the other people that copy you, they're just other people will just compare the two. Then they're like, "Oh, you're just trying to be like Ryan. You're a fake," and it doesn't generally go good for them anyway. So I don't let it really rile it. I don't let it rile me up. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. I don't know why. I just don't normally talk this long. So that's okay. I don't let it get to me. I did not end up purchasing that building and that little piece of land. The owner did not want to sell it because there's green space regulations in Menominee Falls, and he was scared that if he sold that little piece, that was his only green space. The whole entire rest of his property is concrete parking lot and buildings. So he was worried if he sold that he might, have too much non-pervious surface, and he might have an issue with the city. Hi from Florida. Man, Florida sounds really good. It's getting cold here. We haven't had any snow. We've had a very nice. We had a really nice December. Hardly any snow. Pretty warm. Can I see the deer? I don't know. Can you? Let me tilt the screen. There it is. That's the deer. So I don't get a chance to hunt very much anymore. I shot that one bow hunting a long time ago. That was like 15 years ago, probably. I don't remember how long ago it was, but it's 150 inches. It's an 8 point. It's a really exciting night, though. I can tell you that. That was a lot of fun. Why don't you use a Vibe Screed Hunter? I bought one. I didn't like it last summer, but I'm getting a new one, and we'll see how that goes. The one that I bought, it just didn't have enough vibration, didn't have enough power. Otherwise, I would have continued using it, but it didn't. So, but I'm going to be trying some new ones this summer. Did you make your intro yourself? So the intro is just a template. So if you want to make a YouTube intro, just go online. There's tons of really cool templates you pay or whatever. Some you don't have. I don't have. I paid for mine, I believe. And you can put your own logo and stuff, and then it has the fire and the flame and all that kind of cool stuff. And you don't really have to do any of the work. So a designer does, graphic designer or whatever, does all the work. It's copy and paste, put your logo, your text or whatever you want, and it'll do something cool with it. So if you have a YouTube channel, just be cautious. Nobody really cares about your intro. Make it super short, just like 5 seconds or less, because nobody wants to see your intro. Nobody cares that you got flames going like this and shooting. Yeah, it's cool like the first time, but after the first time, like people don't want that anymore. That's why my intro is like it's super short and then get to the video. So skipping the intro altogether is not a bad idea, by the way. I saw those lion statues at the yard. Very cool. Yeah, those are pretty cool. Mike has a good intro. That's your opinion. If I were to give him advice, I would say to cut that down to like 3 to 5 seconds and be done with it. Because once you see it, you don't want to. If you watch a channel regularly, you don't even want to see. You don't want to spend your first. Some people's intros are like 15 seconds, 20 seconds long. You're like, okay, I've seen this a million times. Just get on with it. I can't answer that question right now. Didn't you hit 400,000 last live? I think I did, almost at 5. No, not really. I'm on 4. I don't even know what I'm at. 440? I'm nowhere near 500,000. Nowhere near. It's going to be a while. Yeah, 444. So it'll be a while. What does your dad do for a living? My dad's been retired for quite a few years. He used to, I know in the video, that was a total joke. He's like, I'm the one with big money. Like, no, no. He was a truck driver. He drove truck for, I think it was called Praxair. So cylinders like gas cylinders, acetylene, oxygen tanks, and all that. You see the big tanks for welding and so forth. That's what he delivered. He drove truck for a long time and retired from there. You should start a concrete stamping class on weekends. There's actually already quite a bit of that. Like Decocrete you guys know about Decocrete if you follow the channel. I've been to their show the last couple winters, but they hold regular training seminars, and those guys know what they're talking about when it comes to stamping. There's another seminar coming up this weekend down in Georgia, and that's with Bob Harris. So I don't know Bob Harris personally. I've never spoken with him, but everything that I've heard about him, he's a legend. He's like the OG when it comes to decorative concrete. Everybody has nothing but praise and very good things to say about him. But he's holding a seminar this coming weekend down in Georgia. Some advanced techniques and so forth. I don't know what they're all doing down there. Cam Junior Paseka, thank you so much. Very, very, very generous. So there's already a lot of classes going on, and I don't want to get into. I don't want to. I don't know if I'm going to get in that ever. We'll see. I could change my mind on that, but not anytime soon. There's already a lot of good ones. I saw you at Falls Baptist. I was a chainsaw carver. Mike's Carvings. Yes, sir. That was me. Yeah, the chainsaw carvers. Those guys are awesome, man. I have a lot of respect for you. I would chop something off, or man, it would be bad. A lot of artistic skill that goes into that. take like a stump log and just chop it up and make like an eagle or a bear. That's pretty cool. Thank you for doing that, by the way. Let's see. A go-kart build. I actually built a go-kart when I was younger, and I never ever finished it. I had it rolling. I never put the engine on it. I don't know why. I just lost interest. Any ARs in your collection, Sean? Several really cool ones, different calibers too. So yes, I have several. Cleus McFarland burnout contest in the Crown Vic. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Him and I are on completely different levels. Like he's like a monster in the YouTube world. He's done some amazing things with social media in the last like 5, 6 years. Some of you guys are really funny. My tiny animal family, first time catching your live. Well, thank you very much. This has been a big live, you guys. There's been like between 6,500 and 7,000 people at a time the entire time I've been on. That's a lot for a live stream on YouTube. That's crazy. That's awesome. Thank you very much. But I do need to wrap it up here. It's been an hour and a half, which is pretty good. Pretty long for me. I'm losing my voice. But I did want to hang out with you guys. First day of 2024. Say hello. Thank you for all of your support, all of your encouragement. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. We're looking forward to a great year this year. It's going to be very exciting. This is going to be the most exciting year in business. This will be the most exciting year of my life for sure. There's no doubt about it. This year is going to be crazy. It's going to be a lot of fun. Stay tuned. We're going all out this year. We're going all out in the videos. I'm stepping everything up this year. We'll put it that way. I'm stepping everything up one notch for 2024. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be crazy, like I said. All right, guys. Well, thanks again. I appreciate all you guys. Again, I didn't put a video out today, but Wednesday we'll go right back on schedule with the normal schedule. So, all right. I'll see you guys on the next one. Adios.